What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Roblox Studio tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a tutorial system for your game. Now, if you're confused what I mean by tutorial system, I mean like when you join the game, it like says like, would you like to start the tutorial? And if you say yes, like it would like direct you to like maybe like the shop and tell you to buy something, just like show you the basics of the game. I'll show you guys how to make like the basic outline of that, but it's kind of specific to like the game that you're doing. So I'll show you as best as I can like how to do it, but most of the things that like come in tutorial, you're gonna have to like figure out how to do for your game. Just know that before watching this video. And of course, if you don't want to actually watch the video, I will leave this system in the description. I'll leave like the system that I use for this, like this example system that I use for this, in the description. You might have to edit it if you want to use it for your game, but it will be in the description. But I highly recommend that you do watch this video so you can learn to continue your development journey, and also so you can kind of understand how this tutorial system will work, because like I've said like 10 times, it's going to be specific for your game. But now, with all that being said, let's get into this tutorial. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I actually got my data system right here. I will leave this in the description, but I made a video on it if you want to go see that. I recommend that you do, but if you don't want to watch that, I don't blame you. It's a little confusing, so I'll leave it in the description. But what you get should look something like this, relatively similar. And what we're gonna do is inside this like if statement right here in this return value thing, this is like the template. So I'm just going to clear this out, and I'm going to make a variable called, I'll say tutorial will be equal to false. And we can delete this right here. We'll say, actually, wait, yeah, delete that. And also come up here, let's delete these, and we'll say local tutorial will be the instance.new bool value. And then tutorial will be tutorial dot parent will be equal to player. Tutorial dot name be equal to tutorial. And I'll say tutorial dot value be equal to false. And then right down here, I'll say tutorial dot value be equal to return value dot tutorial. All right. Yeah. Now down here, we can delete this as well. And then we'll say tutorial will be equal to player dot tutorial dot value. And then if you actually wanted to, what we could do right here is we could say player add tag data loaded. So now when the player's data loads, we'll be able to see. And inside start GUI, I'll make a GUI. I'll click ignore GUI inset. I'm just gonna have like a text label at the top of the screen that will tell the player what to do. So 0.5, 0.50, 0.2, or not 0.2. I'll say like 0.075, and then I'll just make it pretty long, so like 0.4, 0.1. Background transparency will be 1. I'll make the text white, text scaled, and I'll have the text not be anything. I'll just make it invisible for now. And then I'll just call this like tutorial. Yeah, I'll just call it tutorial. And then inside this screen GUI, I'm gonna make a local script. I'll call this tutorial client. And what I can do is I will get the player, so local player will do the game dot players dot local player. Now I'll get the character as well. Local character is equal to player dot character or player dot character added colon wait. Then the humanoid root part, so humanoid root part is equal to character wait for child humanoid root part. And then what I'm going to do, and because we added this line of code to let us know whenever the data gets loaded, is I will do repeat task.wait until player colon has tag data loaded. And I'll say and game colon is loaded. And then I can say local GUI is equal to script.parent, then local tutorial will be equal to GUI.tutorial. Or I'll call this like tutorial text just to make it less confusing. Then what I can do is I'll make a function, local function start tutorial. And inside this function is where the tutorial will actually be happening. So in my tutorial, I think I'll have a part, and I want the player to walk to this part and click on this proximity prompt. And then when they click on this proximity prompt, then I want them to like click the part as well. So I'll also have a click detector. And yeah, that's what I want my tutorial to be. Now, like I said in the intro of this video, this is my example tutorial. This is like what I'm gonna do like for my tutorial. Like this is completely an example. I very much doubt this is the kind of like, this is like what tutorial that you'd want for your game, because I'm just gonna tell the player to go and click on this part and press E on this part, and then they'll be done with the tutorial. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that to try and help it like make sense to you how to work this, like how to make an actual tutorial. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make like a beam like of arrows going from your character to this part. So I'll cut to when I make that, and I will leave that in the description. All right, so this is the beam that I'm going to be using for my tutorial. Like I said a few seconds ago for you guys, this is going to be in the description of this video if you want to get it. So I'm going to take this beam and I will put it inside the script. I'll just call it arrows. And inside the tutorial client, I will say local beam clone, be it script.arrows clone. Or wait, first above this, I gotta make two attachments. So attachment 0 will be able to instance a new attachment. This one, the parent will be equal to. Okay, so I want the player to be directed to this part. Actually, you know what? I'll make a second part for them to click on. So they'll press E on this part and they'll click on this part. So I'll call this part like prompt, and I'll call this one click. And then I'll get variables for these two parts. So local prompt is equal to script or workspace, gonna wait for child prompts, and then local click is equal to workspace, wait for child click. And then attachment 0.parent will be equal to prompt. And I kind of made this beam like backwards a little bit. So if you were doing like a regular one with your own beam, it would probably be the attachment 0 parent would be equal to the humanoid root part. Attachment 1 parent would be equal to wherever you want it to go. But this beam's a little bit backwards, so just kind of follow what I do for now, if you're using this one. And again, then local attachment 1 will be an instance.new attachment. Attachment 1 dot parent will be equal to humanoid root part. And this beam clone, say beam clone dot parent will be equal to attachment or humanoid root part. Then beam clone dot attachment 0 will be equal to attachment 0, and beam clone dot attachment 1 be equal to the humanoid root part. And then I'll say the tutorial text will be equal to or tutorial text dot text will be equal to like I said, I want the player to go to this proximity prompt and press E on it, so I will say follow the arrows and press E on the part. And then what I'll do is I'll add a tag to this part, prompt colon add tag objects, and I'll say prompt.proximity prompt.triggered colon connect function. I'll say if prompt colon hashtag object, then prompt remove tag object, and then the tutorial text.text will be equal to now click on this part, and I will parent the attachment 1. Attachment 1.parent will be equal to click, and then I will I'll say click colon add tag object, and then click detector dot mouse click colon connect function. And I'll say if click colon hashtag object, then click colon remove tag object. And I'll say then I'll destroy the beam colon destroy, and then I'll destroy attachment 0. I'll destroy the attachment 1. Then I'll say tutorial text.text will be equal to you have completed the tutorial. Then after 5 seconds, so task.delay 5 function, I'll say tutorial text.visible will equal to false. Actually, I have to set the tutorial text.visible equal to true up here. And before we test this out, there's one more thing that we should do. I will, inside replicate storage, I'm going to make a remote event. I'm just going to call this tutorial. And up here, above the player, I will get the replicated storage or local replicated storage. Equal to game, colon get service replicated storage. Then local tutorial event will be equal to replicated storage, wait for child tutorial. Then I'll say tutorial event colon fire server. And we can copy these 2 lines of code right here. And you can either make a new script to do this, but I will just do it inside the data scraping script. I will paste this at the way bottom. I will say tutorial event.on server event will connect function the player. I'll say player dot tutorial be equal or dot tutorial dot value be equal to true. And right here in the tutorial client, I will at the bottom of the script I will say if player dot tutorial dot value is equal to false, then I will start the tutorial. And now I think if we join, this is gonna be my first time joining, so I've never done this tutorial before. So this is the test run. If I join, I should have arrows pointing to, I think it was this part's telling me to go press E on it or whatever. So, oh, it appears there's an error. Unexpected attachment. Got part for a bean.attachment 1. Oh yeah, I can see where I made the mistake. I accidentally set the attachment 1 to the humanoid root part instead of the attachment 1. Alright, so now if we test, it should work. Alright, there we go. At the top of the screen, it says follow the arrows and press E on the part. So if I go here and I press E, nice. Oh, it appears the beam has been messed up. So let's stop the testing and let's go into the script. And oh yeah, since I forgot, since I made this beam like a little bit backwards, it would be the attachment 0.parent will be equal to the other part. All right, so now if we test this, everything should work. All right, follow the arrows, press E. There we go. Now go click on this part. If I click on this part, you have completed the tutorial. All right, nice. And if I go in here, yep, the tutorial value is equal to true. Then if I rejoin, it should not give me the tutorial again. All right, perfect. All right, guys, I think that is going to do it for this video. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate that. It would also mean the world to me if you could like and subscribe. Now, again, all this stuff is going to be in the description. That beam, like the arrows, the data saving, and this, like, the script with, like, the GUI if you want it. All this is going to be in the description. It's going to be my little example tutorial, so it's going to be completely for you to customize and adapt to your own game. Obviously, I can't know what game everyone's doing, So this is something that you have to adapt to your game. And if you guys need help with that in the comments, just let me know. I can try and help you. If I know what your game is, I can like kind of try and help you. I don't know if I'll be able to 100% do that. But, you know, leave a comment if you need like help, or leave a comment letting me know of any ideas or like tutorials that you want to see. And yeah, thanks once again for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.